Welcome inside Steve Lacey Fieldhouse here in Milligan College, where the Rams take on the Buffaloes here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Well, everybody, Bailey Angle here for one of the better records and the better rivalries here in the AAC. Well, Bluefield, after a huge win against Reinhardt on Saturday, looking to make it another conference win after they put up 100 on the Reinhardt Eagles, now going up against a team that they beat by 10 back in November, 86-76. One of the better games we've ever seen from Jeremiah Jenkins, as well as David Tripp, who notched a double-double in that contest. Jenkins with 31 points and Tripp able to get 15 rebounds to go with 24 points in that game. Now the Rams going onto the floor with Jeremiah Jenkins, Taekwon Reed, Jorge Concepcion the third, David Tripp, and Donald Gooch. Notably for the Rams, an injury that is still developing for Bluefield, going against Naquan Cousins. Looks to be a knee injury, and for the Rams, that is a very tough loss to have. On the Milligan side, you have to watch out for Aaron Lavardi. The forward from the Bahamas averages 17 points per game and 11.8 rebounds per game. He's met up with Gooch in the middle of the floor. The Rams wearing the red, going left to right. Ball thrown in the air, dipped into the hands of David Cassidy as we are underway here in Milligan. Lavardi, Boston, Cassidy, Robinson, and Featherston all out onto the floor for this Milligan team, coming into the game on a record of 11-12 and 9-7 in the AAC, as Boston misses a three from the right wing. Rebound for David Tripp, who also had a double-double in the win against Reinhardt just a few days ago. Jeremiah Jenkins scoring 31 points his last time against this team. He hit 6 threes. Here's Gooch from the free throw line. One arms it back to Jenkins on the left wing with 15 to shoot. Jenkins zips right corner over to Concepcion, bumping in the lane, starts to bump it back out. Now passes down low to David Tripp, floats for two, and misses after the rebound is clapped in by Aaron Lavardi. Taking the ball up, it will be Boston, the sophomore from Morganton, North Carolina. Passes on the left side to Featherston, starts to skate back out towards the top of the key. Feeds Boston right side, bounce down low to Lavardi, backing into the right block. Spins and loops and does not make the basket as it's corralled down by David Tripp. Outlets up to Jeremiah Jenkins, and he bounces it right back to Taekwon Reed. Well, Jenkins coming off of another 20-point contest, make that 3 in a row for him. Passes at the left elbow, David Tripp, blocked from behind by David Cassidy. That's a guy you have to watch out for. Usually comes off of the bench. He scored 12 in the loss against the Rams back in November. Here's Featherston as Milligan is going right to left wearing those white jerseys. Now a lob into the right block. Boston, or rather a three, hit by David Cassidy for the first triple of the game. Well, it makes it 3-0. And Milligan and Bluefield only separated by about 2 hours. And the head coach Bill Robinson and Richard Morgan known to mix it up a little bit. Here we are in the first half. Taekwon Reed floats in the right side for Jeremiah Jenkins. Zip on the right baseline. David Tripp, 10 to shoot. Starts to drive towards the basket. Spins, hooks, and misses. And a rebound once again. Clapped by Lavardi. David Tripp tried to swat it away, but couldn't get it. So now once again taking the ball up, it will be the young man from North Carolina, Daxton Boston, the sophomore, meeting into that zone defense. It is a 3-0 lead. Bounce down low to Lavardi. Scoots for two and is fouled on the left block with 17:51 remaining in the first half. So now Boston, the point guard, and Lavardi really operating as the commanders of this offense. Lavardi, a pretty big guy, fires and scores on the first free throw of the game to make it 4-0. Well, the Rams against Reinhardt started out that game on a 14-1 run. Can't quite do that today against a better Milligan team, as Lavardi just bounces the back one off of that back of the iron. So a rebound for David Tripp as he loops it over to Jeremiah Jenkins. Jorge Concepcion, the third into the game as well for Bluefield, steps it back for him. Shoots for three, swish for Jorge Concepcion as the Rams are back within one. It is 4-3 after the junior from Chesapeake hit it from the left wing. Hard zip over midcourt to Lavardi, stutter step in the right wing, feed over to Cassidy, loops for three, and hits again from the right wing. David Cassidy with another triple, give that 6 points for him. The senior from Piney Flats, Tennessee, and Richard Morgan giving it a new offense to Bluefield, wearing the red sweater, as Bluefield also wearing the red in this one. Jeremiah Jenkins starts to skate out towards the right wing, pressured by Featherston. Loops down on the left side, passes out left to Taekwon Reed. Steps into a long two and misses front rim. Rebound for Cassidy. Well, the Rams basket's not falling yet. 7-3 with 16:55 remaining in the first half. Pass out wide once again. Bluefield going in that zone defense. Another dish on the left end for Daxton Boston. Will Robinson, another big forward that Bluefield has matched up with David Tripp right now. Featherston in the left wing. Feeds up top over to Boston now. On to Lavardi in the right block. Powering through, passes out to Robinson. Pump fake, steps into a shot, the elbow, back iron, and a bounce right into Jeremiah Jenkins, who had that right before the shot clock could eliminate Milligan. Pass around the arc, Jorge Concepcion with possession in the right corner. Starts to dribble inside, lost the ball, and it rolls out into the left wing for Jeremiah Jenkins. Feeds to Concepcion, drives on the right block, underhands, and stolen away by Will Robinson. Well, Milligan forcing another turnover. Cross-court lob to Cassidy. Starts to move inside on the free throw line. Chest pass Featherston. Now zips back out to Cassidy. Shoots another three. This time too hard. Bouncing on the right side of the basket and into the left end for Taekwon Reed. Reed feeds Concepcion. Storms down the baseline. Loops it out to Jenkins. Steps into a triple. Yes! Rams back within one again. It is 7-6. Well, Bluefield still putting on the threes. Concepcion and Jenkins both starting out those last two games, as well as this one with threes, as Cassidy swishes on the other end again. He's on fire already with 9 points. Make that 10-6 as Jeremiah Jenkins moves the ball right across midcourt. The Rams down by 4. Well, Bluefield still at third in the AAC, looking for a win to sweep Milligan. And as Richard Morgan said, it is very tough to win here at Steve Lacy Fieldhouse. Something that really has fueled the rivalry. They have not really been able to win here in Johnson City. One arm pass, Concepcion with 5 to shoot. Backs out near the top of the key. Feeds Reed, right corner. Now pops it back to Concepcion. Shoots from the elbow and gets it to sink at the buzzer. Makes it 10-8 now as the Rams cut it back down to a 2-point game with 15 minutes flat left in the first half. Well, Concepcion, the right arm, has been there, and those shots have been able to spin it. Bounce pass top of the key over to Featherston as he feeds it down low to Robinson. Couple of pump fakes, and his layup does not go, but a foul called on David Tripp. And that's going to be on Donnell Gooch, the first foul for either team in this game. Oh, we're going to call that again. David Tripp with the first foul of his own, and the second team foul. Gooch with the only other foul for Bluefield. Milligan with no fouls as of yet, as it is now 10-8. And Robinson coming right out of Elizabethton, Tennessee. Misses the front end of 2 shots as the ball spins off of the rim. So I'm talking to a couple of grandparents that have made the short trip. As Robinson is from nearby town. Milligan sits right between Johnson City as well as Elizabethton. Second free throw bounces in to make it 11-8. Checking into the game for Milligan, it'll be Bo Pless. Pretty tall guy that knows how to shoot the three-pointer. Bluefield going in the backcourt now, left to right, down by 3. It is 11-8 as Jenkins goes out of the zone defense. Passes in the right corner. Concepcion floats from 15. Air balls the baseline jumper. Tipped into the hands of Lavardi. Now his bounce pass stolen by Concepcion. Floats from the free throw line and bounces it in after getting that steal. That was a lot to digest right there. 11-10, Rams down by just 1. Well, Concepcion able to try to snatch that away in the backcourt. Boston has it in the left wing now, just down low to Featherston. Taps it over to Lavardi, who jumps up for 2 on the right block. Makes it 13-10. Rams still up, or down in this one by 3. Jenkins with a couple of hip-high bounces. Cross-court lob to Reed. Floats it back on the other end on the far sideline for Jenkins. Straining the ball around now, and now Jenkins has it on the 4th try. Zips it over to Gooch. Now Gooch feeds Reed. Steps into a tray and sinks it. Nothing but net as the Rams have tied it up. 13-13. Taekwon Reed with his first three-pointer of the game. So maybe the 3 deadliest three-point shooters in the entire league right now on the floor on Bluefield's end. Concepcion, Jeremiah Jenkins, and Taekwon Reed. Passes left wing. Bo Pless, the forward. Zips top of the key. Lavardi only has 1 point. Feeds over to Boston. Backs up. Now cuts on the right side and fouled by Taekwon Reed. As Boston tried to cut back up towards the top of the key. Reed thought he had all ball there. Now Whistle and Sean Robinson will enter the game. Who comes out? It'll be Taekwon Reed. And Jorge Concepcion will try to pressure this inbounds pass, and he does. Feeds out to Boston. 13.5 minutes remaining in the first half, all tied up at 13-13 as David Cassidy hits his 4th 3 of the game from the near corner. 16-13. He is on absolute fire. Well, for Cassidy, he is 3 or make it 4 of 5 now from beyond the arc. Top of the key, Robinson into the game now. Bluefield with 2 point guards. Concepcion bounce past Jeremiah Jenkins, jumps into a tray, back iron miss, bouncing into the left and into the hands of David Cassidy. And Cassidy has not been stopped as Boston feeds out over to Featherston. Featherston with one arm, his pass tipped away and stolen by Donnell Gooch. 16-13 the score, Rams down by 3. Sean Robinson, when he's on the floor, Jeremiah Jenkins acts as the 2, wearing number 2. The freshman drives in, floats back out to Robinson on the left wing. Out of a double team, drives inside, stutter step, floats with one arm, and sinks the hook shot for the point guard coming out of North Carolina. 16-15, Rams down by 1. 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. Bluefield women losing 56-53. Now the men trying to dominate here, but they are down by just 1. Bounce on the left corner for Featherston. Has a hip-high dribble, crosses it back up to Bo Pless. On a stutter step, feeds in the right block. Lavardi out of a double team, spins towards the basket. Ugly layup snatched off the board by Jorge Concepcion. Now he's on an all-out sprint going left to right. Pops from 15. Bad miss. David Tripp able to tip it right into the hands of Aaron Lavardi, who feeds it over to his point guard for Milligan. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Both teams trying to up the ante here with some hard offense. Hard dish down low to Lavardi, backing in towards Gooch, loops it out to Boston, lets it go for 3. Bad miss, and another rebound for Donnell Gooch. Well, the Rams still down by 1, 16-15, as Sean Robinson slows it down. He's not a guy that always shoots for Bluefield, but he is tough. Tries to drive in and get the tough shots to fall. Sean Robinson veers left off his screen, backs up, shoots from 17. Back iron once again, clonking into the hands of Featherston for Milligan. 11:22 remaining. Bo Pless with a hard head fake, drives down the baseline and gets it to go with one left hand. 18-15, and now snatched off the bench will be Gage Yesbeck going into the game for Bluefield on the next dead ball. Jeremiah Jenkins to take the ball up for the Rams, now down by 13 with 11 minutes left to go in this first half. Concepcion dishes gone down on Gooch, hook shot, right hand, and clocks it through. 18-17, Rams down by 1 now with 10:50 remaining in the first half. Lavardi, big guy from the Bahamas, feeds to Boston, storms down the left side, under the basket, hacked by Donnell Gooch on the block. No foul called as Concepcion acts as the point guard. Now no shot clock. Concepcion flies for 3 and sinks it. Now the Rams have the lead, 20-18, off of the train for the first time in the game, and they didn't even have the shot clock on. Timeout called by Bill Robinson, and we will take a break here with 10:37 remaining in the first half. Back into the game we go. Rams up 20-18. 2 players in double figures. Concepcion with 10. On the other end, David Cassidy for Milligan has hit 4 3-pointers. All 12 points for him. Bounce pass on the right side. A new player in. It's Deshaun Green for Milligan. Feeds out to Cassidy. This time he misses the 3. Tipped into the hands of Gage Yesbeck. Stan Elms in as well for Bluefield. Concepcion has the hot hand running the point for the Rams. Underhands at the top of the key to Sean Robinson as Jeremiah Jenkins is still on the floor as well. Feed over to Jenkins, feeds over in the corner for Concepcion. Passes back top of the key. Jenkins pops it over to Robinson. Steps into a tray. Good for the point guard coming off the bench. The 3 starting to fall for Bluefield now. Their largest lead of the game at 23-18. The right wing has really been very kind to Bluefield as Deshaun Green now takes the ball up and passes over. Here's David Cassidy, feeds top of the key, Bo Pless, dish down low in the right block, and now a walk called on the new forward in. That is Will Buckner, the junior from Burnsville, North Carolina, that dragged that foot. Cassidy taken out, and Tyler Falkenberry into the game with 9:47 remaining in the first half. 23-18. Rams starting to shoot very well here from beyond the arc. Bluefield is 5 of 6. Well, the only missed 3-pointer has been for Jeremiah Jenkins. Everybody else has been on target, even though Jeremiah Jenkins has a 3 of his own. Rams shooting 52% from the field as well. All 4 threes for Milligan, sank by one man, and that's David Cassidy, the shooter that Richard Morgan was told he was going to have to watch out for. Now going back on the other end, here's Concepcion, left wing. Starts to dribble at the top of the key. Hard pass to Robinson. Pops it over to Nelms. Floats from 15. Misses the baseline jumper. And a rebound for Falkenberry. Well, Bluefield still up by 5. 9:22 remaining. Here's Deshaun Green coming off the bench for Milligan and Bill Robinson in his 9th season at the helm of Milligan College. Deshaun Green drives inside the lane, steps into the right block, loops it out to Bo Pless. Hard pass fake. Now steps into a triple. Air ball. Now bouncing on the right side. Stepping out of bounds was Featherston. Trying to save that ball in. Bluefield starting to force some bad offensive possessions for Milligan. And really, the Buffaloes not looking deep enough without the 3 ball of David Cassidy. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. 23-18 the score. Taking the ball across midcourt. Sean Robinson, who also has a triple in this one, flashes up a new offense. Rams looking confident now. Off a Yesbeck screen, passes left. Taekwon Reed back into the game with that red headband. Over the head of Concepcion, starts to skate inside, loops over to Jenkins, tipped in the air. Now Robinson looking for someone to pass it to. Concepcion dishes over to Nelms, zips back top of the key. Reed with a fake, pops along 2, and drills it home. 25-18, the lead to 7 with 8.5 minutes before halftime. Taekwon Reed with a couple of big shots down the stretch for Bluefield. Stan Nelms trying to get into the mix as well. Falkenberry, fastball down low, hook shot, no good for Will Buckner from about 10 feet, and a rebound for Taekwon Reed. He dishes Robinson, launches a tray, air ball, ugly miss, bouncing across the baseline, and the Milligan crowd starting to give him a little bit of juice for that. 8:10 remaining. And Jeremiah Jenkins goes into the game. Jorge Concepcion out. Already in double figures for Bluefield. Rams won this game 86-76 back in November. A game that was highly contested. Jeremiah Jenkins had 31 points. Going to see if he can do it again today. Falkenberry in the left corner. Pops over to Featherston, who tried to dish lower in the left block. And Falkenberry, or rather that was Will Buckner, wasn't there to haul it in. Now Robinson taking the ball up for Bluefield, operating with Yesbeck, Jenkins, Nelms, and Taekwon Reed. Yesbeck, not a guy that gets a ton of shots. Got to watch out for that high ball screen that Bluefield can really run here. Another pass to Reed in the right wing, dishes right baseline, Stan Nelms. Hard head fake, pops it up over the mid-range shot, and Deshaun Green got it on the miss. So 25-18, Milligan with the ball back. 7.5 minutes remaining. Featherston fires it back up top of the key. Deshaun Green, who loops his finger around, scheduling a new offense. Passes left side, Falkenberry. Pressured, and now a dish down low in the paint to Featherston. And a foul called on Bluefield. See who that is called on, and it will be targeting Sean Robinson. 25-18 still the score with 7:20 remaining in the first half. Can the Rams keep this going? David Cassidy back into the game, as well as Aaron Lavardi. $7:20 remaining, 25-18 the score. Passes on the right side, Lavardi feeds top of the key to Mike Featherston. Now a dish on the left side to Sean Green, starts to move inside, and he's pushed to the ground by Taekwon Reed. 7:14 remaining, another foul called on Taekwon Reed. Milligan, interestingly enough, has no fouls called on them. That's the second one on Reed, 5 on Bluefield. So a clean game for Milligan, as Bluefield's aggression has been pretty tough here in the first half. 7:14 remaining. Top of the key, Daxton Boston just lifts it near the backcourt for Featherston. Hard cross over to Lavardi, working around the arc. Boston has it again, calling a new offense with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Here's David Cassidy on the left wing. DeJuan Perry into the game for Bluefield. Boston swings it out left corner, looking for a 3. Good. First one of the game for Robinson. Had it with the shot clock expiring, 25-21. Couldn't see him because that Bluefield bench was trying to step up and make sure he missed it. Now 6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in this first half, 25-21. Jeremiah Jenkins loops to Yesbeck near the free throw line. Darts down low to Nelms, and he lost the ball. As Yesbeck was trying to feed it to the other forward, Stan Nelms was not ready. A turnover to give the ball right back to Milligan with 6:37 remaining. Oh, that's just the second turnover for the Rams. As Jesbeck gets back on defense. A bounce on to Featherston, pressured by Jeremiah Jenkins. Kind of a size mismatch. Spins it out to Cassidy. Jumps for three and misses from the left wing. Cassidy has now missed his last two trays. Going across midcourt, here's Sean Robinson on a hip-high dribble. Underhands to Juan Perry, the junior coming out of Detroit, Michigan. Robinson feeds Jesbeck, shoots from the free throw line, and banks it off the glass. The senior from Richmond with his first points of the game, 27-21. 6:04 left to go. As Featherston starts to corral that ball near the big M Milligan logo. Featherston driving in on Jenkins, passes to Robinson, puts it on the deck, and jumps for two on the left block for the layup. 27-23 now. Rams still up by 4 with 5:48 remaining. Robinson swings it out to Jenkins. He's been a little quiet in this game. One arm pass to Juan Perry, head fake, floats from 15 on the baseline, and he's fouled as the shot does not fall. And it's a foul called on Milligan's Mike Featherston, the sophomore from Greensboro. David Tripp as well as Jorge Concepcion ready to check into the game for the Rams. Well, Bluefield, like they did in that first half against Reinhardt, maybe not to the fullest extent as the first free throw falls for DeJuan Perry to make it 28-23. Shooting so well from beyond the arc. They are 5 of 7 from three land and 11 of 22 from the field. So that's a 5-point lead. DeJuan Perry with that dribble, floats and misses the second shot, and a rebound for the forward Will Robinson for Milligan. Ball back in the hands of Daxton Boston as Bluefield is up by 5 with 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Mike Featherston, the big, tall forward. Starts to go down the right side, drives in and blocked by David Tripp, but a foul is called in the process. That's going to be called on Tripp, who must have bumped in to the layup attempt of Mike Featherston because that was a clean block, but got a little too physical there, and it will send Featherston to the line. Now some chances for this Milligan team to cut it down to a 3-point lead possibly as Featherston fires and misses that first free throw. Buzzer sounds, Gooch into the game, Tripp taken off. And Gage Jesbeck will go on the right side of the lane. I'll bounce in once again to Featherston, who's taken a while here on this free throw attempt. 5:24 on the clock. Featherston loops, misses, and the Rams have it right back. 28-23, up by 5 as Featherston missed both free throws. Jenkins, the point guard now for the Rams. With 20 seconds left on the shot clock, Concepcion zips it over to Gooch, bounce down low to Jesbeck, spins and floats it in with the right hand. Timeout called by Bill Robinson, and Bluefield leads by 7 with 5:08 left to go in the first half. On the Bluefield bench, the consensus is that it's all about the defensive end, and the Rams have held Milligan to shooting 8 of 18 from the field in this game. On the Rams are 12 of 23, shooting 52%, leading by 7, 30-23. Gage Jesbeck now with 4 points after sending that hook shot through the net. Taking the ball right across midcourt, Daxton Boston, the sophomore, as he pops a transition three and misses. Gage Jesbeck jumped up right in front of the basket to haul that one in. 7-point lead for the Rams. Jeremiah Jenkins calling a new offense as he bounces top of the key to Gooch. Another bounce pass down low, kicked away and handled by David Cassidy for Milligan. He underhands it right back to his point guard, Boston. Cross-court lob over to Robinson. Storms down the line and gets the layup to fall with the left hand. Hometown crowd likes that as the Elizabethton native makes it 30-25. 4.5 minutes remaining And that Milligan crowd starting to rattle Bluefield just a tad bit as Gooch feeds Perry left wing. Steps back, almost lost the ball, has it with his right hand and bounces it right off of Boston's foot. No kick ball called. Now 12 to shoot. Jorge Concepcion drives down the right side of the paint, jumps and scores with the layup. Make that 12 points with a Chesapeake native. And now it is 32 to 25. Cassidy wasting no time on the other end and gets his 5th three to fall. Right from the left corner. Bluefield wondering what they can do to stop David Cassidy. He is the only reason why that Milligan is in this game. 32-28, Rams on top. Jenkins with a foot on the line, floats for two, misses. Ball tipped into the hands of Robinson, went to the floor, popped the ball loose, and Featherston got it in the backcourt. Hard zip across the court to Daxton Boston, goes to the lane, loops with the left hand. Lavardi on the putback and gets it off the square to make it 32-30. Rams only up by 2 now. Milligan with a couple of good points in transition. Juwan Perry on the right wing, trying to silence this Buffalo's crowd. Zips it left wing, Concepcion goes on to the left elbow, returns it to Perry. Drives down the right side of the baseline, jumps and gets it off the glass from 5 feet to Juwan Perry with some points now as he had that old school style of shot. 3:10 remaining in the first half as Featherston starts to back out towards the Milligan logo. Will Robinson overheads it over to Lavardi, almost kicked the ball loose. Storming down the baseline, swings out right corner. Boston releases for 3 and misses. Got his own shot, put back, falls on the right baseline. 34-32, Rams lead cut down to 2 again. Jenkins bounces over to Concepcion. Down the baseline he goes, reverse layup, perfectly executed for the junior. 36-32 as Jorge Concepcion is starting to feel it here with 14 points. Boston, the point guard, in the left wing for Milligan. Out of a double team, bounces loose to Robinson. Off a pump fake, cross-court pass to David Cassidy. He feeds Featherston in the right wing with 13 to shoot for Milligan. Not an open look yet for the Buffaloes as a pass in the left wing goes over to Cassidy. 8 seconds to shoot. Cassidy into the lane he goes. Zips down low to Lavardi. Kicked loose into the right corner. Now with 3 seconds. Now the buzzer got it to go as the shot clock was expiring. 36-34, 2:05 remaining. Bluefield trying to slow it down in this first half. It's starting to be a ton of scoring here. Gooch pressured on the right elbow, feeds out to Jesbeck, steps into a long baseline jumper, and he drills it. Gage Jesbeck now with 6 points for the Rams. 38-34, a minute 45 left to go in this first half. Glad to have you with us from the Steve Lacey Fieldhouse inside of Milligan College's campus. Boston lets it go on the right corner over to Will Robinson. Well, the big forward starts to back in on Donnell Gooch and returns top of the key to Boston. 9 to shoot for the point guard as he steps back, going through the defense, and he's just pulled a little by Gage Jesbeck. That'll be Jesbeck's first foul and a team 7th, so Boston will go to the line for a 1-and-1, down by 4, 38-34. Back into the game goes Will Buckner and Bo Pless. Lavardi taken off, as well as Will Robinson. So Will Robinson was starting to feel it. He hit a 3 from the corner. And Boston to the line now, the sophomore. Shoots the first and misses. Bouncing on the right side, and he can't get the 1-and-1 to fall. Donnell Gooch on the rebound, and a minute 20 left to go as Bluefield has Milligan in the bonus. Milligan with only 1 foul as Concepcion zips cross-court to Juwan Perry. Underhands Jenkins, lets a pro-link 3 fly. Got it! The freshman lighting it back up, 41-34. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining, and the Rams are back up by 7. Here's Cassidy in the corner. He misses another 3. Concepcion on the hard rebound. Bluefield going 2-on-2 on the other end. Concepcion floats it out to Jenkins, jumps, and scores for another triple. 44-34. Rams up by 10 as Jeremiah Jenkins has hit the past 2 triples. Daxton Boston, all of that momentum going the way of the Rams. Swings out right to Cassidy, almost stolen, and it was bounced off of the foot of David Cassidy out of bounds. So the Rams will get it back anyway after Gage Jesbeck couldn't get the steal. Deshaun Green into the game and Daxton Boston taken off, as well as Tyler Falkenberry. He returns to the game as Cassidy's hot hand has cooled off. 38.4 seconds remaining in the first half. Milligan cut this lead down to 2, and the Rams didn't have any of that after hitting a couple of 3s from Jeremiah Jenkins. Well, with 20 seconds on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock, Rams are starting to just let this one roll out. Jenkins has 3 3-pointers with 9 points. 10 to shoot. Concepcion now 8 seconds on the shot clock. Zips top of the key. Perry pressured by Falkenberry. Perry on a crossover dribble, floats for 2, misses the layup. Yesbeck looking for the rebound. Perry now wrestling it away from Featherston, and a jump ball called. It will stay with Bluefield with 7.3 seconds remaining. Rams trying to see how many timeouts they have. And they will call one with 7.3 seconds remaining. What a hard-fought rebound by Gage Yesbeck as we'll stay live here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams lead by 10. It is 44-34 inside of a Steve Lacy Fieldhouse. That's all the Milligan Buffaloes get back within 2. It was 34-32, and the Rams jumped out on an 8-0 run to get back on top by double digits. What a game it's been for the Rams so far. 14 points for Jorge Concepcion, 9 for Jeremiah Jenkins, 6 for Gage Yesbeck, and 5 each for Reed and Robinson. Can't stop David Cassidy, though. He's hit 5 3-pointers. That's the only shots he's taken. He's 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. 7 points for Aaron Lavardi and 8 points for Will Robinson, the big forward for that Milligan team. So Bluefield will have an inbounds pass under the basket on the right side. 7.3 seconds remaining in the first half. To do the passing duties, it will be Jeremiah Jenkins. Loops it into Yesbeck, corrals it with one hand. Bounces down low to Jenkins, loose ball. Rams trying to wrestle for it, and another jump ball will send the ball back to Milligan. Wasn't a great play from the start. It'll get it right back to Milligan. Trying to loop it into Yesbeck. It was a little too tall for him, and Yesbeck had a hard bounce to Jenkins that just clonked him right in the ankles. Rams still up by 10. Milligan trying to get a shot off with 2.3 seconds remaining. Robinson will do the inbounding duties for Milligan. Football pass down the court to Lavardi, pops it back to Cassidy, shoots at the buzzer, got it from the right wing. Perfectly executed play, and now David Cassidy goes into halftime, giving Milligan some momentum. They're down by just 7, 44-37. We got ourselves a ball game here in Milligan. David Cassidy now with 18 points. And we will give you a quick update in just about 10 minutes. What a game we have. 44-37, Rams lead the Milligan Buffaloes here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Great first half here inside of the Steve Lacy Fieldhouse in Milligan, Tennessee. Rams up by 7 here in this men's game, 44-37. Only thing keeping the Buffaloes in this game, 18 points for David Cassidy. The shooting guard has 18 points off of 6 3-pointers. He's 6 of 10 from beyond the arc, and the Rams are relying on Jorge Concepcion, who has 14 points, as well as some help from Gage Jesbeck, who has 6, and then 9 points from Jeremiah Jenkins, 3 3-point field goals for him. Rams winning in the turnovers game, 6 turnovers for the Buffaloes, and then the Rams only have 3, but you got to see how the Rams are shooting. They're doing a very good job at that. 18 of 31 from the field and 7 of 9 from beyond the arc. Milligan not doing too much worse, though, at 14 of 28, but you have to think that 6 of those shots have been hit by one person in David Cassidy. From beyond the arc, 7 of 16, and like I said, 6 shots from David Cassidy. The only other 3 was hit by Will Robinson in the near corner right in front of the Bluefield bench. So the Rams still trying to get back in this one, 44-37. They led by 10 right before the half. Cassidy on that perfectly executed cross-court play got it at the buzzer from the right wing to make it a 7-point game and a single-digit deficit. Remember, folks, Bluefield won this game by 10 back at the Dome in November. Milligan revenge here inside their home court. We're going to take another quick break here, about 6.5 minutes before the second half starts here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.